like everyone to meet Philip. Philip is a thirsty bird who loves to drink and get turned. Philip is also what scientists would call almost a perpetual motion machine. Just wait, guys. Just wait. He'll get turned. So, the concept of perpetual motion is really pretty simple. As Michael Limerick put in his 2000 article for Time magazine, it is simply a device that operates without an external power source. This means it can go forever and ever without ever slowing down. That's infinite motion. And infinite motion is exciting because if you can have infinite motion, can you have infinite energy? And if you have infinite energy, can you do work? Now, if infinite work, if this was actually possible, this would absolutely change the world. You could do infinite work, which means that fossil fuels would become obsolete. You could have a perpetual motion machine, something like Philip, except actually real, and you could power the world without the use of external pollutant energy sources. So, the people trying to pursue the perpetual motion machine are kind of like present-day alchemists. They're trying to invent something that doesn't actually exist, or more realistically, can't exist. In a 2011 article for the Wakefield Press, Andrew Juron reported about an inventor who railed against physicists because their laws spoiled his fun, because the laws of physics didn't allow him to build a perpetual motion machine. In a 1999 article written by Bob Minimick for Skeptic News, he reported how Congressman George Brown, ex-congressman now for California, he's actually dead, but he told the story how George Brown actually went and visited one of these prospective inventors. Upon returning, George Brown actually felt the need to send him a letter encouraging him to get professional mental help. So, but why is perpetual motion actually impossible? Why can't these inventors actually invent perpetual motion? Well, I'm sure some of you remember the laws of thermodynamics, right? A few of you? Okay, well, here's a reviewer. So the first law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Which means, if I have, come on, bud, there we go. If I have a wheel, and I spun this wheel, and for some reason, it can go forever and ever, and I spun it, and it's going a certain speed, it'll never go any faster than that certain speed. Now, say I wanted to make electricity from this wheel, and I hooked up a generator, and I created some electricity. The wheel's going to slow down. It's not going to continue at the same speed because energy was transferred into electricity. Now, the reason the wheel will not spin forever is because of the second law of thermodynamics, which is the law towards entropy, which is the tendency towards entropy, which really means, in short, friction. It's not going to go like that forever and ever and ever because of friction. So, while... Okay. There we go. So while a perpetual motion machine is essentially impossible, as we've determined because of the laws of physics, Michael Brooks reported in a 2017 article for The New Scientist that the odds are only 5,000 to 1 that maybe, possibly in the future, we might invent a perpetual motion machine that breaks the laws of physics. So while perpetual motion machines aren't possible, we can use them for other things, like education. Brock Reed reported in his 2003 article for the Chronicle of Higher Education that you can use perpetual motion machines and look at them to learn about the laws of thermodynamics. So let's look at a few. First, by the way, all these examples are motorized, they don't actually work. First, we have the overbalanced wheel. The idea here was that the torque of the falling weight would cause the wheel to spin. In reality, the center of mass is too low because of the hanging weights that it won't actually spin, it'll just swing back and forth. Next, we have the self-propelled water wheel. So you can barely see it, but the water will fall down into the cups and rotate around, making the wheel spin, pumping the water back up to the top. Now this won't work because a lot of energy is lost, not only in splashing, but making a 100% efficient pump would pretty much be impossible. There's many reasons why that one would not work. And then this third one, which is pretty interesting. So the idea is that the magnet would pull the ball up to the top before falling through a slot and sliding back down, only to be pulled up again. The only issue with this is ball will get pulled up to the top and just stay at the top if it actually got that close to the magnet. It's not going to roll back down and lose all of its gained energy. Then this one was done by an electromagnet. So, why isn't Philip a perpetual motion machine? What is his outside energy source? Why does he keep getting turned? Any guesses? Anyone?
He likes water.
Does he?
Gravity.
Gravity's good. Got anything else? It's a start.
Taking a shot.
You'll keep going all day. Anyone?
Displacement.
All right. Well, here's why Philip can go all day. It is the water, in a way. So this red liquid inside isn't actually just colored water. It's more special than that. It has a lower boiling point than regular water. It's more like 100 degrees, which means there's more vapor inside the vial of Philip. So that means as you add water to the head, which is cold, that condenses some of the vapor, creating some empty space, creating a vacuum effect where the liquid is sucked up to the top, which then changes the weighting of Philip, which makes him get turned. And as you can see here, it'll then stabilize before it starts back up, and the fluid will start back up. Thank you.